There's a lot of perceived stigma about using medications to treat anxiety in dogs, but this is a real disease that causes suffering if not treated appropriately. Here's why, in this case, drugs are good. Hi family pet lovers, I'm Matt Young from Companion Animal Vet Hospital, and you're watching our family pet care video series, Ask the Vet. It's your guide to the latest information and best practices to help you care for your family pet. Generalised anxiety is a common problem in dogs, and if left untreated, it can cause a number of problems, including suffering for the dog, self-harm during panic attacks, escape with the danger of injury, biting and other antisocial behaviours, abandonment, surrender, or euthanasia. Fear is a normal response to some sort of stress and is designed to keep us safe. Anxiety can be considered as an extension of fear. The stressor may have gone away, but the feelings associated with the fear do not resolve. The animal remains in a heightened state of arousal and does not return to normal. There are lots of things that contribute to anxiety. Any event that causes fear can lead to it, especially if these events are repeated or occur over a long period of time. Some common triggers are attack by another dog, rehoming, separation from a familiar environment or family group, fireworks going off in close vicinity, lack of socialisation as a pup, and sudden change of routine. In people, about 45% of us will have a mental health problem at some point in our lifetime, and it is now believed that this statistic is similar in dogs. There is some sort of genetic predisposition to develop anxiety, which is why some develop it and some don't under the exact same circumstances. Judging whether a dog is anxious can be quite difficult, as the range of behaviours they can show can be so varied. In general, anxious dogs will display a range of fearful behaviours and are highly aroused. When a dog is subjected to stress, they have three options. The first is that they can run away or try to escape. This is the flight option. The second option is that they can bite back. This is the fight response. The third option is that they can fidget. Fidget behaviours are normal behaviours that are out of context. Some common ones that can be seen are lip licking, yawning, and tail wagging. Aggressive types of behaviour, such as looking at you out of the corner of their eye, growling, crouching, and snarling, are often mistaken as signs of aggression and dominance. In truth, this is the opposite to dominance. These dogs are fearful and expressing their fear externally. Suppressing this behaviour by punishing it just increases the fear and stress levels of the dog. It does not address the underlying cause of stress and leads to a dangerous situation where a dog will jump straight to biting without showing any warning. While highly anxious dogs may show many of these signs of stress, they don't always, and some dogs will just go nuts when there's a lot of other dogs around or if they're at a party. So how can medications help? While it's important that the dog is put into a low stress environment and the type of training that you use is positive and fear-free, it is equally important that the underlying medical condition is addressed. If you just remove the stimulus, the fear will go away in a normal animal, but in an anxious animal, that fear level remains. Using medications, we can reduce these anxiety levels and get the animal back to a normal baseline. In general, this will take a long period of time to happen. We're talking months, sometimes years here, not weeks. It takes time for the medication to actually work, but it also takes time for the dog to learn new ways to react to stress. These medications do not change the personality of the dog. They are still the exact same dog, but they do not suffer with anxiety. They may be less interactive and sleep more, but generally this is just because they are relaxed. There are broadly two types of medications that are used. The first are medications that are used in cases where the animal has an anxiety that has a specific trigger, such as when being rehomed, travelling, during storms, or at times of fireworks. These medications are only short-term and are just used when the stimulus is around. The second type of medication are the antidepressant, anti-anxiety medications and are used long-term to normalise the chemical levels in the brain. These medications are given daily or twice daily and are given regardless of the stimulus's presence. A common time we will often use these medications is in rescue dogs that have been subjected to various, at times unknown, traumas. This may include abandonment, abuse, or being loose and chased off living wild. They are then placed in a pound surrounded by other barking dogs before finally arriving with someone to provide a safe, caring environment. While these animals are now in a safe, low stress environment, their anxiety levels are often very high due to their stressful experiences. While being rehomed, the dogs are again subjected to stress, and it will take time for them to settle into their new environment. In this sort of situation, it is really important that the dog remains on the anti-anxiety medication. Despite the fact that the new owner's environment is no doubt loving and caring, it still requires a change in routine for the dog, and as we discussed previously, this is a stress for the dog. Withdrawal from medication should never occur until the animal is well clear of any stresses and not displaying any anxious behaviour at all. Sudden withdrawal of medication can result in a bounce back effect to the anxious state. The medication needs to be tapered and withdrawn over a long period of time. Occasionally, dogs may need to be on medication permanently. Is this really a bad thing? Without medication, these dogs are suffering. The incidence of side effects is extremely low, and we know that on medication they can live a normal life. The pounds are full of animals that have been surrendered or abandoned due to untreated anxiety disorders. So in summary, anxiety is a common and debilitating condition which needs to be treated. Medications for anxiety can reduce suffering and improve your pet's quality of life. Do you think your dog is suffering from anxiety? To help you determine an answer to this, we placed a link to a survey in the description. For help managing your dog's anxiety, book an appointment with one of our vets or hit us up on Facebook Messenger.